Today I'm going to talk about mobile strategy and technology choice within that. I just want to get to know who's in the audience a bit. You've already heard everything there is to know about me, I think. So about you, can I just get a show of hands, who actually works in the mobile development space in an agency or an app firm or a tech firm that does apps? So this half of this side of the room. What about, does anyone work in a company that has an app but they're not happy with it? That's about half the room. Or does anyone work in a firm that doesn't have an app at all? Well, still about a quarter of the room. So it's interesting. To me, it's interesting to see that there are companies that don't have apps. It's quite remarkable, to be honest. So to start with strategy, what am I talking about today in terms of strategy? These are the areas that I'm sort of looking at. Sales and marketing strategy, customer acquisition, retention, CRM, and cost-saving strategies. So pretty much everything that's important to a business in 2017. So a quick poll. Who likes their mobile phone? I don't have this question on here, but who doesn't like their mobile phone? I've got two. You can't vote twice, Karen. So what percentage of internet access do you think is from mobile phones rather than desktops and laptops now? Let's have a think about it. Think about people's journey. People have got very busy lives nowadays, as you know. I'm sure you all do. Do they really have time to look at their desktops and laptops? Most people, they get up in the morning, it's breakfast, rushing around. You might have a hangover, probably not, just tired from working too much. Do they have time to pull their laptop out, check their emails? No. Over breakfast, have a quick look at your smartphone, check a couple of vitally important bits of information. On your way to work, good opportunity now, you can look at your emails. You're on the train, you're on the bus, catch up on your emails and chit-chat. You get to work. Can you look at your Facebook on your desktop at work? No. Strangely enough, your boss wants you to do work, doesn't he? The point is, you can look at your Facebook on your phone when you're at work. You can do whatever you want on your phone when you're at work. You can do your shopping. You can check your St George or Westpac or CAB banking details pretty quickly. You can probably apply for a mortgage while you're there. So you can do all of that while you're at work and not waste any of your time doing your actual work, which is the point, isn't it? So you can do that on your smartphone. You can't do that on your desktop. Maybe your boss is great and lets you spend the whole day surfing Facebook on your desktop. Lunchtime, thank God. Finally out of there. Now you can look at your smartphone uninterrupted by the boss or anybody else snooping around. Trip home. Look around you. Look at the bus, look at the train, wherever you are. Probably some of you in a car on your smartphone. Don't do that. Let's see what Sue's doing. After work, you get home, you're tired. You might have to cook, you might have to wash, you might have to do other things, you might have children to look after. You want to watch some TV, you need to catch up on The Bachelor. Can you do that and pull your laptop out? No. You can do it with your smartphone and comment and talk to your friends about it while you're doing it. Weekend, a bars together time. So, how much internet usage is now in-app? Any guesses? Yeah, it's well over 70%. Well over 70% of all internet access is in-app. And that's different from optimized websites. Facebook, everyone's heard of Facebook, I'm sure. They generate 90% of their revenues through their app. Through people at work on the Facebook app, not on the Facebook website. 90%. The biggest website in the world makes 90% of its money through its app. What about you? There are about 1 million apps. There are about 1 billion websites. The 1 million apps have got 70% of the market. The billion websites have got 30%. Can you get to the top of the search engines on your app? Absolutely. On a website, well, you better have a lot of money. And what's the point anyway? Even if you're number one on Google, what does it matter? No one's going there. Do your competitors necessarily have that killer app? Probably not. So look at it another way, breaking that down. You've got 2,000 times more likely to be found on your app, 2,000 times more likely to be found on your app than your website, 2,000 times more likely. For the same spend. For the same marketing spend, you're 2,000 times more likely to be discovered on your app. So I don't know how good you are at maths, but for me, I'm not a finance guy. For me, if I had $20,000 to spend, and I could get 2,000 times as much bang from that buck, I know where I'd be putting it. But we're not talking about financial management. Do advertisers and brands care about these statistics? What do you think? Should you care? Well, if you look at the figures, they're being conservative moving forward, but over the last few years, about 50% increase per year of advertising spend is going into mobile. Right now, it's 2/3. So the advertisers, the savvy people that know what they're doing, they're putting 2/3 of their brand's budget into mobile advertising. Already. 2/3. The rest is the people that just can't come to terms with diverting the money, because if you're getting 2,000 times as much bang for your buck, why would you put any into the websites at all? Why would you put any money into that? Every dollar you're spending there, you sacrifice the money you could be spending better on your app. Because the reality is that 30% of people who are still looking at websites is mostly people looking at their own website. And by that I mean somebody that works at Westpac and has to access the website to look at a customer record when the customer phones them up. Not you just admiring their website, which is probably a big part of it as well. So really, in terms of the important aspects of your marketing strategy, it's all in the app. Nobody's got time. Nobody's got time to go to Google anymore and look for something new. So what does it mean for your strategy? So if your strategy is about getting new customers, well, there's no other priority apart from your app. Forget about anything else. You're wasting your money with any other platform other than your app. And if you're asking about social media, same thing, in the app. If you're looking for customer retention, same thing. Instead of people struggling, trying to look at your Westpac website on their mobile phone, on an optimised page, and finding tons of tiny little icons and trying to fiddle their way around, having a terrible user experience, 2 clicks on their app, on their St George app, on their NAB app, and the job's done. So which customer are you going to retain? You're going to retain the one that's having a terrible experience on your website, or the one that's having a brilliant experience on your app? Doesn't take a genius to work out the answer to that. So if you're all about customer retention, your app has got to be your top priority. Just put up a sign on the website saying, we don't waste our time on the website anymore. Appreciate it if you wouldn't either. Download our app. So, same thing with cost savings. I'm not going to go into that to a great deal today because it takes it's a long conversation. But in terms of cost savings, that's the biggest area where apps can have an effect on your business. Cost reductions. Cost reductions. Just even in simple terms, give your staff a smartphone instead of a laptop. You've already saved money. So, regardless of what your strategic focus is, whether it's customer retention, whether it's growth, growing market share, or whether it's becoming more competitive than your competitors through cost reduction, whatever your strategy is, mobile apps is what you need to be using. It needs to be your number one priority in your business. Your number one priority. There's nothing else that is this dramatically important for your business. So, of course you say, well, what kind of app? I don't know enough about apps to dedicate my business's future to apps. What kind of apps do you need? So what I can tell you right now is focus on your core competencies in your app. The mistake that so many people make on their website, as probably a lot of you know, a lot of people here work in the industry and others have all seen it, people try and do too much on their website. It's confusing. It's a bad user experience. The great thing about an app is you can't do too much on your app. It has to be focused. So it gives you a discipline. It forces you to be disciplined. It forces you to focus on what's important to you and your business. It forces you to focus on your core competency. It's doing you a massive favour.